Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this very exciting announcement. Now, if you're thinking, July TBR, didn't you already do that? You would be correct. I did already put out a video where I had these tarot cards choose my next reads for the next month, because I am taking part in the Tarot Readathon, where each tarot card is a prompt for a book to read, and then you're in teams and then you can gain points for your team. I'm gonna leave that video linked down below and up above so you can go check it out, because there were 3 books that were chosen for me. I'm just gonna show you one as an example, and that is one that many people were excited about in the comments, and that is A Death on the Caldera by Emily Paxman. The people in the comments are not the only ones who are excited about this. I am as well. This is marketed as The Murder on the Orient Express meets Witches, and that's all I needed to know to get it, as well as this amazing cover. Really love it. And I feel like the cover really represents that it's supposed to be fantasy meets the golden era, and so I have high expectations just from the setting alone, because in this we follow 3 siblings who are on the way to their father, who's on his deathbed. Their father is the king, so the eldest is supposed to become the next king of their country, and they also have one of the siblings be a witch. I'm not sure if she knows it, but it has some importance for the story, because they go on a train in order to go home. They think it's going to be a quick voyage, but then boom, explosion. The train gets stranded in this volcanic area, and the sister, who's a witch, is of course the one who everybody suspects, but she can't really remember anything that happened during the explosion. So I'm guessing we don't know either if she did it or not. And now people are getting killed off, and it's like all hell breaks loose, I guess. And I can't wait. It has so many different aspects of fantasy stories that I like, but also like mystery aspects that I like, and it's gonna be interesting to see how the author meshes those 2 together to get this genre blend of hopefully a masterpiece. But yeah, everybody seemed excited to see this on my TBR for the Tarot Readathon, so I can't wait to get to it. This will definitely be on my Summerween TBR, so let's just jump right into the next readathon that I'm doing, which is Summerween. Summerween is an 8-day long readathon happening in the beginning of July, and it's supposed to help us bring the fall vibes into the summer. It is hot as hell right now, so I feel like this vibe works perfectly for that. But usually you just try to get like all the witchy, spooky, thrilling vibes into the summer, and a lot of people are like going more into the horror era of it, or the thriller era. For me, I'm gonna have like a mix up of cozy fantasy, which I feel is very like fall like, but also mystery, like murder mystery. I also have a horror adjacent book on here that is also in the TBR video that I have up for Tarot Readathon, so I have a bit of a mixed bag. That is Summerween, and I'm also planning to vlog it differently than I did last year. Last year I was in hospital when Summerween started, and I was kind of loopy to be honest. But this year I'm gonna do it a bit differently. I plan on doing 3 videos. I'm gonna have a video for the first 3 days, for the next 3 days, and then for the last 2 days. This is gonna be the first time that I'm gonna do this kind of vlogging, where I have to edit while I'm also reading and vlogging for the next part of the readathon. So hopefully that works out and that I don't burn out during in the middle of it. But it's gonna be fun. I have some fun things planned, and all the prompts and everything that Gabby, who is the host of this readathon, has provided, they all help me with my planning and what I'm hoping to do during this week. So I'm not gonna show you all of my TBR and all of my plans, because there are a lot of like question marks depending on what my mood is in. But I do have books picked out for all of the prompts, the 5 normal ones, but also the ones that are on the bingo board. And so I'm just gonna talk about 3 books right now. 3 books, so 1 book per video that I'm planning. And since we already had the train adventure, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that I'm gonna read another one with a train, and that is that I'm gonna read the next book of Riley Sager, and that is With a Vengeance. And I think it was in the video for the Tarot Readathon where I was like, I'm thinking about reading this. I asked for an ARC and I got it, and now I'm reading it. So just having a train in a story will make me pick it up, just FYI. So Riley Sager is always like maybe a hit or a miss. I feel like sometimes it's a bit over the top, that what he writes. So I'm just gonna go in try it. If I feel like it's not for me, I'm just gonna DNF it and find something else to read for that particular prompt. But I'm gonna try it. And this one is actually a historical mystery where 12 years ago this young woman was the victim of 6 different people. They all kind of destroyed her life, and now she's out for revenge. It is 12 years later now, and she has this plan. They're all on this train ride, so nobody can leave. But then something happens, and someone else is taking over and is killing these people that she hates, that she now kind of has to save in order to get her revenge. So the setup alone is very much something that I would enjoy. So I'm hoping that the author can kind of get me there. You know what I mean? So hopefully that is something that I will enjoy, and you will see my reactions in my first video. Now, like I said, I have different kinds of vibes for my videos. So in one of them, I'm gonna also be reading a very cozy fantasy that I've been waiting for a very long time, and that is A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sanju Mandana. And she is the author of The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, which I loved when it came out. It has been a couple of years since that came out and was all over BookTube, and now the companion novel to this is coming out, and I can't wait. And in this we have, like the title might tell you, we have an inn. It is magical. We have a niece who's helping out her aunt after she, I believe, got her like magical wings clipped. So I believe she kind of has to lay low and just keep a low profile in order for her to find a way to get her magic back. But then she finds out that there is a spell that could help her with her magic, but the only way that she can find it and get to it is by getting the help of one of their tenants, I believe. He's a historian and he would have the access to the spell, but he really doesn't want to have anything to do with her shenanigans. So if it's anything like the other book that she wrote, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so cozy. It's gonna be so cute. So I can't wait for video number 2 for Summerween. And for the last video, there is a prompt that says that I need to read a book outside, and hopefully the weather holds up, because I don't want to read anything in the rain. But I feel like if it holds up and it's like summer and it's warm and hot and everything, this will be the perfect book to read. It is on the shorter side, so that should help me as well. Even though I don't believe I have to read everything outside, I can just start it outside and then jump right back on my couch if I have to. But this does really have like the summer vibes, but also the ghosty vibes, because look at that. There is little ghosty in the background. Don't mind my nails, by the way. And in this we have a small town in Florida, and they are kind of hanging by a thread because the tourists are all going to Disney and they don't really have anyone coming to their town. So they kind of lean into the town's name, which is Boneyard Key. And so they all kind of go with the ghost theme, as does the proprietor of the coffee shop. And he is also like the local person to do like ghost tours and everything. And he also has a ghost roomie, which cute. And then there is the new girl in town. She kind of overreacted to all of her friends getting married and getting kids, and so she just bought on a whim a house in this small town, and now she is kind of suspicious about everything that's going on because everything does not seem natural. It seems more supernatural at times, and so she is kind of trying to figure out if her house is haunted or not. It's gonna be a cute summer romance with a supernatural twist, so I'm here for it. And this will probably be one of the last books that I read for Summerween, so that's perfect. So that is Tarot Readathon done, as well as Summerween done, but that's not all. I am starting another readathon that is not 1 week like Summerween. It is not 1 month like Tarot Readathon. It is 1 year, and that is the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do. Hark yet. It's going into round 2, and I'm gonna be part of it. It does seem daunting, and I do believe it helps that you're not supposed to really do all of the challenges. It is supposed to be a challenge. You're supposed to challenge yourself. But in the end, you're probably not going to do all the challenges in a year because it's just crazy. In this, you have a bingo board, but every bingo board is not just one prompt, one book, and you're done. It is a challenge in its own. For example, for one square, you have to read the rainbow. So you have to read a book for every color of the rainbow. that alone could take a while. And then, for example, you have another one where you have to read every queer representation in a book. Another one, you have to read a new release for every month of the year. And that kind of all accumulates because you can only double up once with the book. So you can count one book for 2 prompts, but that's it. So it's gonna take me a while. I kind of did the math and I put all the numbers in, and I only put 1 if it's a challenge that I'm not sure yet how many books I'm gonna read for it, but at least 1, probably more. Like, for example, 24-hour readathon, you might read more than 1 book, but I'm just gonna put a 1 here for the math. I think I came to about 175 books if I remember correctly, and that means I need to read at least 8 books for it all to make sense in a month. But yeah, you kind of have to stay on top of it, and so I thought I would start off strong. It is supposed to start on July 7th because that is the birthday of the creator of this challenge. I'm gonna link her video down below. But she also said that we can accommodate it however we want to make it work, and so I'm gonna start on July 1st, which is tomorrow. The reason being that July 7th is in the middle of Summerween and I'm gonna have other things to worry about then. So I'm gonna start tomorrow, and I'm gonna start off strong by doing a 24-hour readathon. Thankfully, I don't have to put a number of books on the challenge in order to make it work. The creator, QWERTY, she says that it's just however much you can read from waking up and then when you go to sleep in those 24 hours. So I don't even have to like stay up the whole 24 hours. I don't have to go to sleep, get up again, and continue until the 24 hours are up. I'm just gonna wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna start the timer, and then I'm just gonna hopefully stay up a bit later than usual. I am a night owl, so I go to sleep, especially now during my vacation time, a bit later than usual anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. So yes, that is the start of HRCYED for me, and hopefully all of the books that I'm going to read for Summerween and for Tarot Readathon, all of that is going to factor into this spreadsheet that she did, and for all the points and everything. I don't have to do any math. I just have to put in what I read over the year, and hopefully I can stick to it and get a lot of books read for the challenges right away, because I do believe, like, if it's been a couple of months, I'm just gonna not have it in the forefront of my mind. So it's better to do a lot in the beginning, and then probably at the end of it I'm just going to be scrambling to get everything finished. But more of that during the vlog for the 24 hours. I am hoping to vlog it, and I'm hoping to get it out as soon as possible. So that's another readathon that I wanted to mention here. Let me know down in the comments if you're taking part in any of the readathons, or a readathon that I haven't mentioned here. There are more, because there are so many readathons, so there's going to be an amazing amount of live shows happening and reading sprints, so I'm all for that. But speaking of reading sprints, I'm here to tell you I'm gonna be doing some of them on my own in July, and maybe in August as well, depending on how it goes. But I had so much fun last year when I did the read-along for Threads That Bind by Kika Hatsupulu, and so I thought I would be doing something similar, because another final book in a series, like with Kika's book, is about to be released. But unlike with Kika's duology, this is a quartet. And when I tell you that I've been waiting years for the final book, I'm not even exaggerating, I'm not lying, it has been years. And the final book is about to be released in August. So am I late with starting this read along? Yes. Should I have told you earlier? Probably. But I just on a whim decided to do this and to do a reread of all the books in this series. And then I decided to just ask you if you wanted to take part. Now, what series am I talking about? I do believe you all know the author, but this is a series that she is known for the least, I think. It is underhyped, it is amazing, and more people should read it. And that is the Dark Shores series by Danielle L. Jensen. Yes, it is daunting. And yes, the last book in the series isn't even on the stack yet. And yes, there are 4 books, even though I said it's a quartet and the last book isn't even here yet. But there is a little novella that you also can and have to read for the books to make sense. And if I tell you that this is one of my favorite series, I'm not lying. I'm not like exaggerating in order to hype it up. This is amazing. And I don't understand why it's not hyped even more than it already is. You probably know this author from the Bridge Kingdom series. or the Fate Inked in Blood series, which is not the name, the Saga of the Unfated series. I still have not read these or the continuations of these series. Another series that she did even before the Dark Shores series is the Malediction trilogy. I have read book 1, never continued, so maybe after I do the read along for this one, I might just go ahead and continue with the other series by this author, because I love her writing style, I love her stories, I love her characters, I love the plots of these fantasies, but I just never continued. Shame on me. But to be honest, I have been kind of waiting for the last book of the series to come out, and the reason why it hasn't, why it's been years, and why I have been like urgently waiting for the publishers to drop the next one is because she did publish these, I think, once a year, and then she got very big with this series. The Bridge Kingdom came out of nowhere. It was hyped over on Book Talk and Bookstagram and over here on BookTube as well. It does deserve it. I really love this book as well. Like I said, I haven't continued yet, but I did love this one as well. But it does have more spice than the Dark Shores series, and that is kind of why I feel like it just hit at the right moment when romantasy came into being and everybody kind of figured out that they liked that kind of spicy scenes in their fantasy romance. And so that is why this one was up there with the romantasy gods, and I am so happy for the author. But that also means that she kind of put this one on hiatus and wrote more for the series, and then of course for the Saga of the Unfated, which meant that she couldn't really write for this one, and so she apologized, but she said that she had to go where the readers were, and that was this series for a very long time. Now she finally comes with the last book in this series, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy because that is the big conclusion. If you don't know, the Dark Shores is a Roman-inspired world where an empire has taken over all of the lands on one continent, and they kind of assume and they kind of know that over the seas there is another continent that they could conquer, but they don't have a way to get there because the seas are very dangerous, and the only people who know how to navigate them are the Marin. And they never really had a way of getting the Marin people to tell them how to get there. But that is where our main character comes in. She is called Teriana, and she is the heir to the Marin people, so she knows all the secrets to the ocean and the seas. One time she helps a friend who's in need, but that makes her very vulnerable towards the Empire's wrath and their plotting. So she is kind of blackmailed into helping them. In order to save her people, she now has to take a young commander over the sea towards new places to conquer. And she, of course, goes very reluctantly. What she doesn't know is that Marcus as well has been kind of forced into this role as conqueror. He is the golden boy of this nation, of this empire. He has secrets of his own that he doesn't want to come out, so he reluctantly as well goes on this voyage, and we follow them as they're going across the seas and what happens with them over there. And with the next book, Dark Skies, we follow a different couple that are thrown together again by this empire, and they have their own worries and their own kind of hardships. So these kind of take part at the same time. I know that the author has a read-along of both of these if you want to kind of switch between them so that they're at the same time. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to read them in order they were published, which means that after these two, I'm going to go ahead and read Tarnished Empire. This is a prequel to Dark Shores, and we follow Marcus again when he was a soldier, when he was younger, but we also have a main character, Agrippa. He has very different worries, and we kind of follow his story as well. All of these are meant to be so that in this one we kind of have people and characters from all of these books come together, and they kind of continue with the saga, with the whole fight against the Empire and everything. And then of course is the big conclusion with Scorched Earth, where everything comes together, all the people, all the characters, all the plot, all the romances, and we have this ultimate battle, this ultimate finale to all of these different plot strings. And if the next book is as good as these books, this is going to be an all-time favorite series. I have reread these two. I have not yet reread this one or this one, so that is going to be interesting to see if they all stay the same in my appreciation. Right now I feel like the couple that I most love in this series is this one from Dark Shores, Marcus and Tariana, but it all changes. They're all so cute and adorable and just so so the way that this read along is gonna happen, I learned from my mistakes. In the beginning of the year, I kind of thought that I would read all of the Bone Season series and do like a big vlog about it and everything, and that never happened because it just put too much pressure on me, on my vlogging skills that are not really there yet. And so that never really happened. I kind of DNF'd my reread of the first book, and I have been very wary of going back. Hopefully that will happen at some point, but not right now. So with this one, I'm going to do it a bit differently. And I want to shout out Rainy from Rainy Blue Reads and Leandra from Leandra the TBR 0, because they did something similar with the Jurassic Park books. They kind of had reading sprints where they were reading the books, we were reading the books. We were kind of discussing how far along we are in the chat during the live shows, but we never went into details. Everyone was just kind of sitting there together reading the books and enjoying them, hopefully. And that's kind of what I want to do with this one. So I first thought that I would do like one book a month like they did, but then I was like, can I wait to read the last book, which is coming out in August, and wait until like September to read it, or even like October? I don't think I can. I've waited long enough. I need to get to this ASAP. But I also kind of want to be held accountable to read these, because otherwise I'm going to be like, oh my god, I need to read it, and then it's never going to get read. I know myself. That's just how it happens. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to put on live sprints. I don't have dates yet, but I do believe that the first one is going to be the week after Summerween. Before that, just it's not going to happen, probably because of Summerween. But after that, I'm gonna start reading Dark Shores, and I'm gonna put on a live stream, and you guys can either join me with one of these wherever you are in the series. If you've already read the first one, the first two, if you only have to read Gilded Serpent, or if you're one of the lucky ones and you have an arc for the last book, you guys can join me, you can read, we can just discuss our love for the book. But if you are in the middle of Bridge Kingdom and you want to continue with this, that's fine as well. If you want to read Fate Inked in Blood or the sequel, which has just come out, you can do that as well. Any book that you want to read, go ahead. If you don't want to read Danielle L. Jensen, that's fine as well. Come join me, come hang out, just have a good time. You don't even have to read, you can just hang out, have a cup of coffee. You can use the sprints as you want, as something to be creative, or if you have a to-do list that needs to be done. So whatever you want to do with that time, you can just come along and have a good time, is what I want to say. But if you are up for the challenge and you haven't read anything by this author yet, or you have and you want to try something else, or you're doing a reread like me, come hang out, come have a good time. And if I just have one person who has never heard of this series or even this author and picks up a book because of this read along, then my job is done and I can die happily. But yeah, I just thought I would bring the joy that this series has brought me into the booktube verse, and I can't wait, and just have you guys see my excitement and my joy for the release of the last book. And if this read along has brought me so much joy that I want to continue reading more of this author, then I will probably go into the Traitor Queen, which is the sequel to the Bridge Kingdom, and then continue on, because this is a series of duologies and then you kind of follow different characters, and the covers, the new covers, are beautiful. I really liked this edition, mostly because they have these amazing maps on the naked hardback and they kind of fit together, so I think that is amazing. I've never seen anything like it, but the new covers are beautiful as well, and I do believe they have the map inside of it. Or I might just go back and read this one, because I do love myself a very old OG fantasy story. This was published, I think the first one in 2014, so it's been a while. The funny thing is, this is about trolls who live underground and a girl who is kind of trapped there with them, and a love story that that ensues. And I feel like this is for all the monster romance girlies that didn't even know back then that that existed. So this is the OG one. Really liked the first one, like I said, but never continued with the sequels. If you want to read about politics, if you want main characters fighting against the empire, which is something that we nowadays really need, if you want stories on the sea but also on land, not piracy, it's not about pirates, it's just about seafaring folk, go ahead with this one. If you want different love stories, like different couples that all are very cute, very adorable, very heartfelt, I do believe this is YA, but it does have a very big world building, a very intricate society. There is magic, but it's not the most prominent thing. So if you like all of that, go ahead and check out these amazing books, and also come hang out with me. I will be so happy if you guys join me. So that's it for now. Let me know down in the comments if you're gonna take part in the read along, but also let me know what your most anticipated book of the month is. I do have other books on my radar, especially the arcs that are coming out in July. There are so amazing books coming out, let me tell you. But I do believe this video has gone on long enough. The sun is shifting again, so that's why I'm doing this little dance. So it's time to wrap this up, and I will see you in another video very soon. Hopefully the next one will be the 24-hour readathon that is happening tomorrow. If you like this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, I hope you have all the great reads. Bye!